Hi, I'm John, and I'm back. I don't know how much more sick I sound compared to Monday's video, but I'm back with the damage calculations, and in hopefully only 5 hours. No, probably not 5 hours. Maybe 7 to 8 hours. The slime collab video should hopefully be out as long as I get good luck. Although I'm going to try to LB10 the throne, or not the throne, the UZ rank crank character, because apparently it's going to have a new skill. Looking at my microphone and it looks like really weird. There's like a spot. Yeah, whatever. I don't know how to explain it. But apparently the UZ rank crank character is going to have a new skill, or Soultimate. So if it's good, I'm going to need to try to get the LB10 so I can clear events quickly. But what I've kept my promise. I still have water to not die for. The reason I decided to do this is because someone on Discord said that Izana outdamaged Saku-chan, and this was 2 months ago, by the way. So when I heard that Izana tried to outdamage Saku-chan, I knew I had to put a stop to that sort of shenanigans. So I did some initial tests with Santa Jane, where she just, as a G Soultimate, did 57,767. In Fever Time, did 63,689, and then in a super fever, like an extended fever, she did 94,663. And now we're going on to actual tests. So I did this with Brave with the 20% watch that they have, with the team of Demon God Nate, who is the... Let me just go find him. I have this, again, by Sallitine. Very handy very handy thing to have, because it has pictures. Passed him already. So this is Demon God Nate. He is an extreme popper, which means he makes a high combo, which we're going to need for testing purposes. He also gives Brave Tribe Unity, and then he has Fever Fill, so he's really easy to get up when I just get in Fever Time. That Unity is going to be very nice. Then I have Earthwalker NOA, who is a double Z rank Unity bonus for 16%, which is all he's here for. We have Ryu Senin Senenki. So if I just look, Senin, here he is. The reason I used him is because he has Appear More, which means I'll have to spend less time popping Puni to get a whole board, which I'll explain why I did that later. Also, I did this a month ago, and I did not record footage for it, but you can just test this with your own characters, and then obviously things will be different, but the increases should be the same, unless they updated the damage calculations within that time, which I highly doubt. But there is a weird thing that happens, but I'll explain that when I get to it. Then I brought Evil Fuyu Dread, because I think it's thundering outside. Fuyu Dread. He is a triple Z rank Fever extender with Fever Fill and After Fill. The reason I brought him instead of Itsuki is because he's a triple Z rank, and I don't really get to use him very much. And then the Fever Fill makes it very consistent to get his Soultimate. And then I brought Yami Kenma. So Yami Keno. So he has Pre-Fill as an all-popper rearranger, and also has Brave Tribe Unity. I just did this so that way the damage would be high. And I used him as the attacker because, again, he has pre-fill, which means it's very easy to get his Soultimate. And then here are the G Soultimates and LBs that the characters had when I tested it. Just so that way we can do this. And then all tests were done with G Soultimates against Slimamander or Squisker. Slimamander because you can, if you don't get into Fever Time, you can keep the fight going forever. However, with Squisker, as long as you're waiting, you can do as much damage as you want in Fever Time and then wait, and then he'll just shield the part of him that actually takes damage, because all of the parts take damage, but only his little pearl in his mouth is going to deal damage to his HP. And then there's the damage for them is the same for both. There's no Slimamander has a lower damage reduction level than Squisker. There is just no damage reduction here. It's tribe neutral, which is all that's important. And then I used a size 45 Ryu Senin. So why did I do this? Well, if the board is just a bunch of random assortments of Puni, we'll just go ahead and skip down here. Using the same Soultimate with the same setup can get you wildly different numbers. However, if you use the same board of a size 45 of one character, the damage is 100% consistent. with like 99% of Soultimates. There might be one Soultimate that's weird and different, like a Tracer or something. But we did this. I did this so that way the damage is flat, consistent, and you can like test it yourself. So, Yami Kenma, with all of this, no multipliers, like just a G Soultimate on a size 45 Puni, did 83,664. Pretty good. Then in Fever Time, with the G Soultimate, it went up to 91,882, which is around a 9.8% increase. This is why you need to get into Fever Time to like do super good damage, because it just increases your damage by this much. This isn't going to be like this is how much damage you can expect to do. This is going to be like a guide of this is how good these multipliers are and whether or not you need to like take advantage of them. Which, spoiler warning, you should do it for all of them. So next up we have a G Soultimate of a combo of 114. So in order to get a consistent combo of 114, you can use an EX popper after linking 44 of the 45 Puni on the board. Like when you're trying to make the size 45 Ryu Senin Puni, if you only link 44 of the Puni on the board and just leave one and then use your EX popper, you'll always get a combo of 114, at least with like a UZ rank EX popper and a triple Z EX popper. So that's how I got that combo, and then I just popped them and then linked the final Puni to make it size 45 and then used the Soultimate, which increased the damage to 126,289. Around a 51% increase to the base damage. So we have this combo of 114. I think I accidentally just opened up Citra emulator. So with the combo of 114, we get around a 51% increase from the base damage, which is why I always say you need to bring an EX popper, because this is just like the minimum. Normally you get a combo of like 120 when you use an EX popper. So like it's not really going to change the damage that much, but the buff is a buff. I don't know why there's all these numbers. I think this is just the base damage. Just delete that. G-Soult with a combo of 114 in Fever Time. So now we're basically adding both the increases. So the total damage was this much, and then the EX popper damage was this much. So take this, subtract this from it, and we get Yami Kenma's damage of 154,401, which is around an 84.55% increase from the base damage. Which is why you see we always try to get into Fever Time and have an EX popper, because this is almost an 85% increase from what they normally do. Next up, Super Fever. Super Fever is what Fuyu Dread does. If we go here and just go find, we can just look up Shinji right here. It's called Fever Extender. Basically what all a Fever Extender does is extends the duration of Fever by a little bit, depending on when you activate it within Fever Time, and it also increases their damage. By how much? Well, at least for triple Z ranks, it increases the damage by around 53.4%. So the total damage was this much. In Fever Time, Fuyu Dread did this much and entered the Super Fever state of his, and then Yami Kenma's damage became 128,356, a 53.4% increase from the base damage. How much of an increase is it compared to normal Fever Time? So we have the normal Fever Time damage, and then 128,356. It is a 39.6966% increase from normal Fever Time. So that's why you'll see me not really hesitate to use other Soultimates after I use a Fever Extender, because it's buffing the damage up by almost like 40% from what it would normally be. So pretty good, pretty good. Now we're going to combine all of them. A Super Fever Time with a combo of 114. And then before Yami Kenma, the two Soultimates of the EX Popper and the Fuyu Dread was this much. And then after we did Yami Kenma, it was this. So take this, subtract this from it, and we get 191,238. He's doing the damage of almost the level of a triple Z Fever Extender. Like, that's insane. So, a 128.58% increase from the base damage. That is a monstrous buff. And then I did it again with no unity tests. We replaced the 20% watch with the normal watch, which doesn't buff anything at all. Demon God Nate was replaced with the Triple Z rank Dragon Slayer Ryuta, who is a pre-fill Link Big EX popper. We replaced Earthwalker NOA with UZ Itsuki. Why did I put UZ Itsuki on the team? For some reason, but I don't remember what. Here she is, Fever Extender with Fast Fever and Afterfill. And then the attacker became Yamato. He has pre-fill and easy link and is a Soultimate filler. The reason I put him on is because I wanted to test if the damage increase is the same no matter the Soultimate type. And then here's the LBs and G Soultimates of the thing. We still have Ryusen and Senenki, and we still have Fuyu Dread, and we're still going to be using Fuyu Dread as the Super Fever for now. We'll do tests with Itsuki later. Now you're probably thinking, does the G Ultimate level depend on the thing? What about the LBs? How much damage about the... We're going to get into a bunch of specifics later on, because we have a ton of other tests to go through. But now we're just going to see if having no Unity bonuses affects anything. Again, same thing. So round 1, Yamato only... I should just replace this with Yamato, because that's what his name is. He's G3, LB7, level 80. Maxed means maximum level, so Itsuki is level 90, Yamato, Ryuta, Ryusen, and Fuyu Dread are all level 80, and then G Ultimate, and then LBs are obvious. So Yamato, by himself, just a G Ultimate, did 53,188 damage. Now in Fever Time, we got a 9.8% increase to 58,415 with a combo of 114, 79990, which is a 50.4% increase, which is a little bit lower than the normal amount, but just know it's like a 50% increase, and then yeah, pretty good. And then with a combo of 114 in Fever Time, the total damage was this much, the EX popper damage was this much, and then Yamato did 97,599, or an 83.5% increase, compared to an 84.55% increase. Around an 80% increase in damage, so 84%, so yeah. A Super Fever. Fuyu Dread did 66,764, meanwhile Yamato did 81,515, a 53.26% increase, compared to the 53.4% increase. So just a little bit lower. And then we have round 6, the Super Fever and a high combo of 114. Before Yamato, it was this much, and then after that much. And then you just subtract this from this. Numbers. Then you get 118,851%. Not percent. Just that's the damage. A 123.46% increase in the base damage compared to Yamikenma. However, I did another test at a later date. Maybe the team is a little bit different. I really don't know. Yamato ended up doing 120,883, which is a 127.26% increase, which is more in line with what happened with Yamikenma. I don't know if I was just doing something wrong or what, but oh well. Another test, yeah. And then for reference, we're going to compare the damage of Shinji and Fuyu Dread. Itsuki. Shinji and Yuzi Itsuki, I guess. Fuyu Dread with the high combo does that much. Shinji does that much. So G Ultimate, 1 LB and 2 extra G Ultimate levels gets him almost to the same level as an LB 10 G1 character. That's how important G Ultimates are. And then Itsuki LB3 G5 UZ rank, yeah, clears. Then I tested to see if Itsuki made Yamato do more damage. This was before the random increase. Yamato dealing with... Hang on, let me just look at the number. So no combo, so we're going to look at this one right here. He did 81,515. And then here he did 82,076. Which means that, yes, a higher rank Fever Extender makes them do a little bit more damage. Just a little bit though, but it is noticeable. It's a whole extra 500 damage, which is across every Soultimate, by the way. And then with a high combo, he did 121,000, 121.6k, compared to 118.851. So he ended up doing about 2,000? Yeah, about 2,000 more damage, which across like 5 Soultimates, that ended up being like an extra 10,000 damage just because it's a UZ fever extender. So pretty important. Not even like considering that a UZ fever extender also would do a lot more damage than a triple Z one. So yeah. Then I tested to see if the G Soultimate level of the fever extender made a difference. So we have Shinji, who is G1. Meanwhile, Fuyu Dread is up here at G3, wherever he is. So here, the total with Shinji, and then the total with him, 81514 with no combo. Meanwhile, with no combo, Super Fever, 81515. Like basically the same. One damage difference. So there is no difference at all. Then I tested an Inflate 4. This was after the random increase with Yamato, so just know that. We replaced Yamato with Mikasa, the Triple Z rank 1. The Link Big Inflate 4 character. Final battle, Mikasa. Link Big redrop Inflate 4. Now, Resending was also level 70 at this point. Maybe that was the damage increase, I guess, but who knows. Maybe if I had recorded it, I would have been able to find out the difference. But I didn't. So, the team is the same. We have Triple Z Ryuta, Yuzi Itsuki, and then Shinji, Eva 1 Gaius, which is that other fever extender. So I did 10 total tests, which, like, here's all the numbers I did. Like, it just average test, like her G Soultimate, no combo, no fever time, no nothing. Then I averaged it out to 45,214, because I'm not doing all of these tests 10 times. The reason I didn't do a, size 45 thing is because I wasn't sure if it would, nerf her damage or not. So, I'm going to do the average, use these little percent change increases to, test it, and then, predict the damage, and then see what damage I actually got when I did the attempt. So, in just Beaver time, around a 9.8% increase, I predicted 49.7. We actually did 49.2, so a little bit less. A combo of 121, I just, popped some extra Puni. Should assume around a 53, I think. No, 50% bonus to damage. So, probably around, it would be 25k. Maybe 65k. Around 67, 821. We actually did 68, 731. So, we actually did a little bit more damage than I was expecting. A combo of 124 in fever time. The predicted damage, 83, 194. The actual damage we dealt, 83, 196. Slightly higher. I don't know what these numbers are. Don't worry about it. Must not be important. It was probably the damage of before Mikasa and then after Mikasa. So the Super Fever only with Fuyu Dread. Predicted damage. Oh no, I guess I used Shinji this time. Predicted damage 69177, 69067. High combo and Super Fever, we did 115. Predicted damage 102,636. Actual damage 102,496. Around a 127% increase from the average. And then here's the before and after Mikasa. So as you can see, in order to do a lot of damage, you want an extreme popper like this. You want a fever extender like this. And then you want to combine them, so you want to be in fever time, use your extreme popper, then use your fever extender, and you will increase everybody's damage by around 127,000. Some little extra questions. Does a Fever Extender buff the damage of another Fever Extender? No. Does a higher combo, like up to 300, increase the damage by much? Not really, like, not from what I've seen. It hasn't increased the damage significantly. It's like weighted exponents, like the first 100 no, it's diminishing returns, that's what it's called. The first 100 combo is really going to impact it, but like it will go up like this for 100 combo and then like just flatten out eventually. Which is why when I did my stacking all popper test like video, I got like 5,000 combo and they weren't doing like 200,000 damage. I mean like 2 million damage. And also that video was just wrong because like the like damage increase wasn't very much, so I was like, oh, it probably just stacks one time. No, it just like barely goes up at all, but it goes up like 3 times. But yeah, as you can see, the damage is very much so insane, that's why I'm always saying like, oh, Fever Extenders do 220k. This character's doing like 200k, because as you can see, he basically does 200k. If we used a UZ Fever Extend, probably would have been almost like 195k, almost 200k. Pretty insane. So yeah, that's how the damage works. Hope you learned something new. And this is kind of like this is just you need an EX popper 99% of the time, and you need a Fever Extender 99% of the time, because they severely increase your damage from what you normally do. So you could test this yourself. Let me know if like something's gone wrong and like everything's totally different now. I don't think it ever will be, but just in case, yeah. Unity does not affect this very much. Soultimate does not affect the damage a Fever Extender buffs by. Whether you get a Soultimate or not does determine the number of combos you get. So just know that. Like if you get don't get a Soultimate, you'll only do like 90 combo. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something new, and hopefully your cranks will be good for the slime collab video. What? Ugh. Good luck on your cranks. Hopefully I get good looks on my crank so I can get good stuff. I don't know if I'll get the UZ rank for the crank in the video. I might just have to wait for the rate up. But whatever. I'll do a video on that if it's like super interesting. We're going to find out like tonight. It's Monday when I record this. So hopefully we're going to find out tonight whether or not this Ultimate's cool. Also, the slippery triple Z rank monster thing has Hyaki Demuncher Soultimate, and this is the first time they've ever given it to a character not Hyaki Demuncher. So like hopefully it's good, so that way Slippery can take advantage of this super big buff of like 128%, because it's like for that Soultimate it'll probably be higher, because like half of the like Soultimate's damage is literally kept away until you get a combo over 100, and then this 50% increase is going to be stacked on top of it. That's why Hyaki Demuncher was so good, by the way. Because, like, he has, like, 140 as his Soultimate multiplier, and then once you get over 100, you add another 140 to the multiplier, like, for points, so it's like a 280 multiplier or something, and then you add a 50% increase to his damage, like, on top of it. And then you do a Fever Extender, and then all of a sudden, this is probably, like, 150% from what he normally does. So, yeah, hopefully it's good. Hopefully Slippery becomes better. And then Tough can be the worst viable tribe in the game. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Bye, I guess.